What is your philosophy on staying creative through this long career, Nancy Wilson?
You know, I say this, but it's kind of my only skill.
Yeah.
I'd be good at a few things other than being a creative artist type person, but I'd have to work with animals, I guess, or
cool.
be a teacher of music,
Sounds like the music industry.
some kind of a teacher with little kids or animals.
Not that much difference between an animal shelter and a tour bus.
Yeah, or animal shelter and dealing with record label executives,
Right, exactly.
working with dogs, you know?
I go through these phases. Like right now, I'm in a phase of really feeling like creating some new songs, and I've got songs going on.
Great.
But I feel like this is the perfect time for Heart to make a victory lap out of our legacy, right? So I figure we need to make one more Heart album.
That's awesome.
Oh, hell yeah.
And we're live. Andy Frasco's World Saving Podcast. I'm Andy Frasco. How's your heads? How's your hearts? How's your minds? How is my boy Nick's fucking heart doing?
My heart, physically, or?
Yeah, is it enlarged?
I hope not.
For having such a beautiful soul?
That's what people usually say about me first. They're
Yeah,
like,
big heart.
Nick, or like beard, beautiful soul, good reads, trivia.
We have Nancy Wilson from Heart on the show this week.
She was amazing.
She was unbelievable, dude. I couldn't believe it.
She's so chill.
You know, like...
But not boring.
Not boring. You know, like, sometimes I worry about, like, rock stars in that era, the legends, and if they get jaded or not.
Yeah, I don't think she is.
She's not. She's written so many hits. Heart was the first original...
Like rock female band.
Rock female band. She's ahead of her time.
Who's second? I mean, like...
I don't even know. Spice Girls?
That's not a rock band.
No, I'm just kidding.
Their first album does slap, but...
that first record does slap.
Yeah. Yeah, she's incredible. I couldn't believe how successful she's been for so long. I forgot about all the movie stuff.
I know. She was married to Cameron Crowe, who was my all-time favorite director. I knew Nancy Wilson before I knew she was in Heart because I loved all her scoring. She scored my favorite films, Almost Famous.
Elizabethown.
She scored Elizabethown, which fucking ruled.
I mean, she wrote the original music.
Have you watched Elizabethown?
I like that movie, yeah.
Orlando Bloom kind of ruled in that. He was kind of cheesy, but kind of cool. But the whole movie was cool. It was like about a dad's funeral and having redemption with the dad and finally giving him like his road trip. It was
like a more watchable Garden State or something.
It happened right after. It was Cameron Crowe's Garden State.
Yeah.
And I thought it was better. I thought
Way
Garden
better.
State was a little too stiff in its ass a little bit.
Yeah, he's better than Zach Braff. I mean,
he's Cameron Crowe.
It's Cameron Crowe and the guy from Scrubs.
Goddamn book is on our wall.
I love
uncool.
I love Almost Famous.
I mean,
She
Cameron
wrote
Crowe,
like the original music for that, like the fake band. That's her shit. That's probably made the movie so much better having an actual musician.
a lot of people don't know about Cameron Crowe. He's the one who found Led Zeppelin.
Oh yeah, because he was super young writing for Rolling Stone or whatever.
And that band he was writing about is Led Zeppelin.
That's crazy. But they kind of seem more like the Allman Brothers in the movie.
Yeah.
They have an Allman Brothers vibe to them.
Fever Dog. Remember that
Hold
song?
me closer to
Oh, that was a great.
That
Or
scene.
the
The
scene
plane
in
crash.
the movie. I'm gay.
Yeah.
I think about that a lot.
Yeah, I bet you do. I bet you think about that a lot. So you're home for 10 minutes.
I'm home for 10 minutes, but
Had to get
I
it
don't want
done.
you to get sick of me. I got to get in and out. I just want you to make sure that that I don't think about you, that I am thinking about you, but I don't want you to feel like
How many times a day do you think about me on the road?
I think about you probably
3?
no. I think no per day. I probably 5 or 6.
A lot.
I
Just
do.
like,
I
what the
love
fuck
you.
is Nick doing? Is he making clips?
This interview with Nancy Wilson was killer.
Yeah, we killed it.
He killed him. All right, guys, enjoy Nancy Wilson. Goodbye.
You love your bands, don't you? You really love your bands. If you really want to love your bands and you really love your bands and want to support them the real way, head to volume.com and subscribe. Volume.com. Yes, this is the best live stream company in the business. Get your bands paid. You can subscribe for $5 a month. The shows are super quality. They have great cameras, great audio, backstage footage, extra live streams. You want to get closer to the artist too? Where you get to meet us. Like I'm doing Monday morning motivations where we could all have coffee together and talk about how we're going to achieve and attack the week. So this is how you could support your favorite artist. Head over to volume.com and let's get personal.
Wow.
Here we are.
We have one of the greatest rock stars on the planet with us. Nancy Wilson, how you doing today?
Wow, thank you. I'm doing better right now than I was before because of the introduction.
Well, I know you could have picked Rolling Stone for this article and you picked us, so I really appreciate it. So, before we talk about, hard stuff, I just want to let you know some of the most memorable movies have your music in it. Elizabethtown, not a lot of people talk about.
I love that movie.
I think the scoring was unbelievable in Elizabethtown. It was.
Oh, thank you. That I really appreciate that. I have a 100-year-old mandolin that sort of led the way for that score project. It's a really nice, Southern comfort kind of sound, and that's film.
Yeah, tell me about the process of like when you're watching a film. What's your process about scoring? Because Almost Famous too was unbelievable.
Oh, thank you. Same mandolin.
I know. I mean, it really felt like you had a different character as a composer, as a scorer. So, what was your philosophy for those films?
Well, I think I come through the door of being a songwriter first and foremost, and when I wanted to, start my family, and I kind of took a sabbatical to stay home and try to start a family for a couple of years, and I worked on film for a while. It was a great education as a songwriter to kind of look at scenes and try to figure out how to support what's happening in a scene, but not to step on the dialogue because there's no lyrics necessary. It's just the music necessary. The lyrics are kind of what the actors are saying in their scene. So it was really a great musical kind of assignment for me as a writer to learn how to hold it back, how to restrain,
right,
and when to shut up and what not to do, what not to play. So
was it nerve-wracking when Cameron first asked you to score those things?
Yeah, but I'm kind of I like a tall order, like that. It's a tall order musically, but I feel like as a music person, I'm all game. I'm just completely game for doing all that kind of stuff because it's what I know how to do, and I really have no other skills to speak of, So,
oh man, we're musicians too in this area.
Or piano or something,
Yeah.
That's amazing. So what was it like working with like your ex-husband? Like, was it like more pressure or I don't, it's like this, like you don't shit where you sleep type of thing. Is it like that? Is it like that with like a big movie like that too? And like,
or is there like an advantage to it because you're more comfortable with each other?
Are you more comfortable?
It was disadvantage for the most part.
Right. Yeah,
because
I bet.
Just because it is so nepotistic, people observe that and they assume that I'm just getting a really big break in the Hollywood movie industry because I'm married to the director. Oh yeah, she slept with the director, she got the part. So it was kind of a little bit of a perception thing that I had to kind of fight against that. And also, the way that it was lucky, the way that it was easier was to know that to communicate with the director who I was married to, who came through the door of music in his way of working in film and writing for film. So we both had the same idea musically. Instead of me working for a movie company where you get all these notes about your music, which classically is true, where they say, we don't know what to tell you that we do want, but we don't like what you gave us. But we cannot guide you for what we want. We don't like what we hear, but we can't tell you what we want to hear. So it's a tall order, either way you slice it. But I think I gained a lot from it I just, I learned a lot as a music person by doing stuff like that. And I'm glad you liked Elizabethtown. I got to meet the guys in My Morning Jacket.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Fictitious band like Jim James.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kentucky, right? Because it's Kentucky
We just saw
based.
him at a art show, recently. And they were the fictitious band called Ruckus in that film.
Oh, it's yeah.
Kind of like the Stillwater fictitious band in Almost Famous. So, we worked on a funny song for Ruckus to do and all that stuff. But yeah, it's just a great experience that brought me, I could bring some experience back into the fold with the Heart Band and make more music that way with added additional knowledge on board,
It's unbelievable. And then like I think about that when you said like nepotism, and I'm thinking like, what about like misogynist? Like, have you dealt with like misogyny your whole fucking existence as a career?
Well, yeah, I mean, the culture today is even more like crazy, going backwards in that particular.
Isn't that crazy? Even like I don't like politics, everything. It's just like
full regression.
This fucking bro
I know,
party.
It's really irritating and disappointing because people of my generation, like the Love Children from the late '60s, right? We were the hippie crowd, and my sister, who, like I'm the end of the baby boomer generation myself, at 72 almost, and so it's like we fought so hard for all of this, mind expanding, mind broadening thought and music and all of the work we did against the warmongering and, the greed, the corporate greed of it all and all the stuff we were really, really working hard
fighting for
and giving our lives in some cases, a lot of us for. And, I try not to be discouraged, but it's really going the wrong direction. Mm-hmm. And you kind of have to look at people like Pope Leo, and go, now that's the guy we should be listening to right now. Because there's such a lack of morality and decency and kindness and just intelligent thinking, in the powers that be.
Do you think religion? Do you think religion creates a better idea of morality?
Well, I completely do, because I've always been more of a spiritual person than a religious person, but it gives you a blueprint of a blueprint of the golden rule, for example.
Right.
How do you want to treat somebody else? The way you want to be treated, right?
Yeah.
So simple as that sounds, and corny as it might sound, it's that's what it's really all it should be about. And that's what religion is, even though religion itself, listen to me, but with God on our side, so much blood is always spilled, for some kind of God or whatever. But religion itself, I think, is put there to a belief system that helps us steer our humanity in a better direction than its own worst nature. So it steers us in towards, our more Christ-like behavior and the angels of our better nature, as we say.
Why do we feel like we have to rely on God when everything's going wrong? Why can't we just fix it ourselves? It's like it's always like these like apocalyptic moments where everyone starts believing in God again.
Right.
Because why can't we fix it from inside? That's one thing I didn't understand about that.
Where's that glitch in human nature that always reverts back to the toddler, in ourselves? And the narcissistic one, and me, it's mine.
Right.
More, more territory, more stuff is my stuff than being kind and giving and sharing. It's, the toddler mentality. Nobody hardly ever graduates from high school. Emotionally, we all get so emotionally stunted that we don't treat each other like, fairly half the time. So, I mean, I'm not trying to sound real negative or anything. I think that whatever it takes for people to get enlightened a little bit about how they treat each other.
Right.
I'll take religion. I'll take whatever version of that we can.
Just give me something to fucking believe in, you know?
Well, music is one of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what brings me to my point about, like, this toddler idea of ignorance is bliss. Do you feel that way? You wrote the best music when you're ignorant, or when you didn't have like so much pressure on you, like when you're starting hard, like what?
Yeah. Well, I think it's interesting. It's a really good question, because when you're in your 20s, like we were, early 20s and stuff, and you feel like okay, I'm an old soul and I have the wisdom of the ages when I'm writing a song now. And it's before you've ever been through shit, in your life. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a real idealistic idea of wisdom that you're putting forward, when you write really cool stuff before you have it ever really experienced the hard stuff.
Right.
Yeah, like I think about a lot of your peers in your era wrote these prolific songs at 24 years old. Right. 25 years old. Like, how they didn't experience life yet. Like, where do you think it was coming from, Nancy?
Well, gotta hand it to a little bit to the cultural impact of the late 60s of the Beatles and things like Mind Expanding, with pot, smoking some pot, like just having perspective, widening experiences before drugs were too scary and too blown, over the top, strong as they are now. I mean, we used to just have like little joints that were just mild little pot smoking experiences.
Yeah,
that
right.
Not
you'd
anymore.
listen to your music and you'd get really inspired and you'd feel the ages of wisdom of the ages, coming through the music. And so you wanted to join that army, the army for good, and I've always been that same flower child all the way through, regardless of how hard and how much of the negative stuff I've had to withstand. And,
like what? What type of negative stuff?
Well, just like assholes that are everywhere.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
Assholes everywhere.
Yeah, we were into those.
Yeah, we run into those still in 2026.
There's people in the business that think they know everything, and they're trying to. A lot of people have tried to get me and Ann like divided from each other over the years because there's a lot of control freak stuff that's been happening for a long time. So I just keep my my hat on about it all, because I have to be, but it causes me to become this this radical optimist, in as a way of survival. It's a survival mechanism to be radically optimistic in the face of all of the BS that we have to endure.
Yeah, how do you keep family and friendship with all these other people whispering in your ear? Like, what do you do to like move forward in that? That's been a challenge off and on, because we're very different, me and my sister.
Yeah. I've gone through a lot of therapy because of it, which is very helpful, But
what have they taught you in therapy?
Well, you kind of have to learn how to protect yourself when you're giving too much and you're trying to fix everybody else, and you have to look out for yourself and give yourself some time and some credit, and give yourself the gift of acknowledging you're doing good stuff and it's not all just a big challenge, But it's kind of hard to stay, radically optimistic sometimes, because it's when you're in a family situation, but it's also a professional situation.
Yeah.
Not unlike working with your husband on films and that kind of, the nepotism that's expected there is challenging too, and the different kinds of people that we're like perfect yin and yang relationship, me and my sister, where I accompany her the best of anyone else in the world because we grew up doing that. And so whatever the outside influences that, try to keep us from being together, that things that the forces that are trying to divide us at all times, just melt away when we're playing on a stage together.
Right.
It's gone. It's not there. It's only the other times when you're not in the magic bubble of the 90 minutes or 2 hours that you're, experience. It's like being in the headphones when you're on pod or something. It's larger than life. You're just in the painting that is the beautiful painting that you're, living.
And
So none of that comes into the musical and the creative part of our relationship.
isn't it amazing?
It's my life every time.
I'm telling you, I've been in a band for 15 years, and I want to kill my guitar player. But we're on that stage. Nothing matters. And nothing matters. It's like, we do 250 shows a year. I want to kill him until I get on that stage, and all of a sudden, everything disappears.
Isn't that kind of crazy in a way? Like your adrenaline and your, I don't know, all of your cellular energy that you have around doing music and the way it sounds and how it vibrates into the vibration goes through you, it's in the air. You're moving air through the amplifier that goes through your body and all of your skin and your bones and your blood too, and everybody that's listening as well. And so you could be like sick as a dog.
Right.
Like I've got 104 fever and I have to go play the show right now. And you get out there and it's like, I'm perfectly fine for 90 minutes.
Right.
Like I hardly notice that I'm sick as a dog, at all. It's just something else is going on with all that.
Pretty weird.
It's happened to me. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's weird.
It's pretty amazing.
It's really weird in the best possible weird way.
Yeah. Like, have you ever beat your sister up on stage or anything?
Had to
Backstage.
throw up?
No, have you ever beat up your sister on stage or right before or just
Who's the mean one?
Who's the mean one? Who's more physical? Who's more like mind fucky, like emotional?
You're the younger sister, right? So I'm gonna assume it's
Well,
she's the bully, right?
people, one of the most frequently asked questions is, do you guys fight? You and your sister fight? And I'm like, well, we have this amazing thing. We had really cool parents and we know how to communicate. So we're not, kind of teenagers about that kind of stuff. But we kind of thought, what if we staged a fight? Like,
Oh my God.
because
That'd be
people
amazing.
expect it so much.
That'd be
Yeah.
awesome for this tour
What
now.
if we actually got on stage and pretended we're having a big row,
Right.
for some reason, and we'd get all kinds of publicity for it, because it might help our career if we had a fight on stage.
Yeah.
But we just are not good actors enough to pull it off. We tried practicing it.
Yeah.
It was just not going to fit. It was not a fit.
I hear that. I mean, like, going.
It would work though, I think.
It's like you guys weren't just a jukebox. You stayed creative throughout the decades. What is your philosophy on staying creative through this long career, Nancy Wilson?
Well, I think it's like, I say this, but it's kind of my only skill.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I'd be good at a few things other than being a creative artist type person, but I don't,
Like what?
I'd have to work with animals, I guess, or
cool.
be a teacher of music, or
Sounds like the music industry.
Yeah.
some kind of a teacher,
Yeah.
some kind of a teacher with little kids or animals.
Not that much difference between an
Preferably
animal shelter and a
animals.
tour bus.
Yeah, or animal shelter and dealing with record label executives,
Right, exactly.
working with dogs,
Working with, yeah.
At least the dogs are trained.
Yeah.
The
But
hounds.
go back to this. How'd you stay creative through this? Like, I know it's like it's a tool and it's like you work. It's like a muscle
Yeah.
memory, but like you wrote so many great songs forever. Like it's pretty amazing.
Thanks. Well, I think it's really, I feel still, I go through these phases. Like right now, I'm in a phase of really feeling like creating some new songs, and I've got songs going on.
Great.
But I feel like this is the perfect time for Heart. This year, next year, to make a victory lap out of our legacy, right? So I figure we need to make one more Heart album.
That's awesome.
And
Oh,
especially
hell yeah.
these players that we have in the lineup right now in this band, we're just, really excited to play together. And there's no kind of limits on what we could kind of pull off as musicians. So it's like, I've got a few songs, and Anne's working with those guys in her side band right now, writing other songs. But I think I'm going to want to make the last Heart album.
Yeah.
And do the victory lap and make 2027 mainly about the Heart film, the Heart documentary.
I heard about this. I heard some big things about a big movie coming in.
Yeah, we got a big movie, and we've got a final draft soon to read that Carrie Brownstein actually did Portlandia from Sleater-Kinney, of Sleater-Kinney fame. She's a buddy, and she's a good writer too, and we've been working on mainly with her.
A lot of my Hollywood
draft.
friends are talking about this. It's pretty fucking cool. It's big. It's gonna be big.
Yeah, well, and it's so weird too, because you kind of have to go, well, okay, who would be the actor that plays you?
I know.
And you get to find out.
So who would you want to play you guys in a perfect world?
For me, I mean, somebody like Elle Fanning.
Oh, that's a good
my
one.
God,
It's a
amazing.
really good one.
Yeah,
And they're
I don't
sisters
know.
too, so they could both play both of you.
Great. She's great, but there's a lot of. I mean, Florence Pugh would make an incredible Ann Wilson, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Somebody like that. I don't know. I mean, it's just fun to think about anyway.
Is it weird to think of a victory lap?
Kind of. But then as the grandchildren start arriving,
Yeah, no, I hear you.
not as crazy to think about, doing less of the big rock tour. I mean, it's entirely exhausting
Yeah, I
to
bet.
do that travel, right? And when you're not quite as young and rubbery, as you always were, going through almost 50 years-ish of doing that, you really get paid for the travel, on those rock tours. The show itself is the thrill, the million thrills and the glory and that magic thing we were just talking about.
Yeah.
That I would do that for free, and I probably will end up doing music somehow for as long as I can live,
Right.
But the tour part is really rough on you.
Quick break from the interview. I want to talk about our lovely sponsor, Gardenista. Gardenista is the freshest, most delicious, ready-to-serve cocktail, and it's unlike anything you ever tasted. It really isn't. It's really nice, actually. It's made with natural ingredients, green herbs, ginger, lime juice, organic cane sugar. I didn't know that it had organic cane sugar. That's what I tasted in it.
I love the jalapeno.
The jalapeno is nice. A subtle kick of perfectly balanced with premium spirits, tequila, vodka, or bourbon. You could pick between these green juices having tequila, vodka, or bourbon, which is pretty sick. My favorite is the vodka one. It feels good with the spice. Tequila's good.
And the tequila is my favorite.
Yeah. And it's only 98 calories. Damn, I didn't know that. It's only 98 calories?
Per serving, yeah.
Oh, a little skinny bitch over here. Yes, bitch. I'm a little skinny bitch when I drink Gardenista. It's 98 calories per serving and 15% alcohol. ABV's alcohol?
Alcohol by volume.
Wow, that's strong drink. No wonder. I normally pull it out when I have those 3 a.m. parties after the bars. And it's bomb. And it's kind of like a nice talking. Like you feel like I put some ice in it, and it's a nice conversational piece. So you could order it at their shop, drinkgardenista.com. And for listeners of the World Saving Podcast, please use the code FRASCO for 20 to get 20% off your first order. That's Frasco, the word for FOR 20. I love this. I know you will too. And Jason, who runs the company, is just a great guy. And
That's not what he said to say.
He said, he told us to say. Also, my best friend Jason has a huge hog, and that's true. So grab Gardenista and let them know Frasco and Jason's huge hog sent you. All right, goodbye. Enjoy the interview.
When did it start beating you up a little bit? When you start realizing I don't want to do this as much anymore?
Well, I mean, when you just get, the exhaustion of the travel.
Yeah.
You know, it's a reality. Even when you're young, you get really burned out. We used to joke about it, like, oh, we're still young and unburnt, because we're in our early 30s now. But we always expected to keep doing it as long as we could do it. And now we're kind of like, well, we're a little more burnt these days,
Yeah, I bet.
We're young and burnt,
Yeah.
Turn me over. I'm done on this side.
It's still worth it. It's still totally worth it. It's just a thrill that you get.
Yeah.
Doing the work, but the travel not so much.
Right.
And if I ever see one more bad pizza, I'm gonna scream.
Right. Have you ever had a moment in your career where the record label wasn't working for you? You are now working for the record label?
Oh, yeah. Out of 50 years, what do you think?
Yeah, like what was the first record where you really saw the change?
Yeah, I think it was actually when the 80s kicked in with MTV.
Wow.
Because obviously the whole culture shifted around then with that. And we'd already been, pretty successful through the late 70s. The flower children from Seattle that we were, Yeah. But when the whole image making, star maker machinery of MTV came to play, we were not exactly built for that. We were not image-minded rock stars at all. We were just there for the music and songwriters and live performers. And so we kind of got put into these corsets, and they put us into, the stilettos and the fog machines.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Dress and the dancers.
Those videos are fucking epic, though.
Glam rock.
Anvil, and the big hair and all that stuff. But it was kind of fun to play dress up like that too. That was not all bad, but we just weren't really. It wasn't in our nature, it was just not where we came from. So, but you see that stuff now, and it's still the songs lived well through that era.
Yeah,
it's just some of the hairdos and some of the fashion, maybe not so much.
No, I hear that.
The fashion always comes back.
The fair hair of the 80s was it got a little bit too like closer to, God or whatever they say. The higher the hair, the closer to God.
So you felt Heart wasn't being truly identified as who you guys wanted to be. They were trying to make you something you weren't.
Well, yeah, I think they wanted us to be ornamental more than we really felt like we were, because we were artists, right. First. So, and there was one time which was one of those fog machine, 3-day shoot videos, with all this hair and all this makeup and all this lighting that goes to all hours of the night with everyone's on cocaine kind of thing. And you're just like, oh my God, they're going to do a close up now at 6 in the morning. I've been up all night long.
I know.
And now they wanted me to get into a harness and stand on top of a building. It was like I was going to jump with a guitar in a harness off the top of the building through the fog, right? And
crazy. That's crazy, Nancy.
And whoever thought of that was just so adamant that I had to try to do it. It's like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to jump off a building on a harness with a guitar. I just don't feel like it's me. It just doesn't represent, how I feel as an artist. I just don't want to be Pegasus, through the clouds with a guitar.
It does sound like a 6 a.m. Coke dream, Nancy.
Sounds like he was on Coke.
Sounds like he was on cocaine thinking of this. We're going to have Nancy Wilson drive out there with a Pegasus and fly out. It's like a 6 a.m. fucking...
It's like, you do it first,
fever dream.
It's like the best thing I ever thought of when I was talking 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it definitely was a cocaine idea.
Yeah.
Because like, why? And I said, well, okay, I will do it, but if it's stupid, I won't. It'll go on the cutting room floor. So Anne started to cry at that video shoot because she felt like I was in danger because I was climbing up this ladder, going up to getting in this harness,
Jesus Christ.
Way up high on this thing, and I was going to jump off this ledge, and it was just a little too much, right? And she felt protective, and so I jumped off the ledge. It looked really stupid, and we didn't use it, of course.
Oh my God!
But that was kind of the epitome of that whole part, and where the record company and meanwhile they don't tell you that they're footing the bill, but you're paying them back later.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it only costs $30,000. We didn't
realize,
use it.
everything you put into it is recouped.
Yeah.
They pay it back. Yeah.
Yeah. What does recoup mean? Let's see.
Yeah,
exactly.
By you, by the way, not them.
You're like, damn, why are we going out to lobster dinner every week? Well, yeah, what were the 80s like as record deals? When you first got your record deal, like, what was the first song that the label was like, holy shit, this is awesome? And, like, what was that when everyone was excited? Let's talk about the exciting times.
Yeah.
The exciting songs were the ones that, we as songwriters, we were expected to suddenly start to listen to demos by outside songwriters, the LA stable of hit songwriters, like... There was Holly Knight and Diane Warren and, Tom and Kelly and those guys. And a lot of which we did work with. And we did have great songs with, like, Alone and These Dreams and What About Love.
Yeah, crazy.
And ones we chose, But there were some other songs that they really thought we should do that we didn't want to do.
Yeah.
And
which ones?
We ended up recording, but it got to a point at one song. I forget the title, but it might have been. I can't remember if it was Diane Warren or one of the great writers of the day, but we just didn't feel like it was a fit, and so they said, "Well, we can just not promote you or your album if you don't want to record this song, right?"
Oh my God!
And we were like, "Oh." Okay, then I guess we'll record the song for you.
Yeah. Message received.
The threat is insane,
and it didn't work because the spirit was lost on the song.
Right.
Somebody else would have done a really better version of that song. Not unlike the Mutt Lange song we did called All I Want to Do Is Make Love to You, which was our biggest hit globally ever that we ever had.
Huge song.
Yeah.
Song, really great song. And I love the hooky chorus of that and the way the track sounded and all of it was
Who produced
really
that?
great. Everything about it was great. except when Anne sang it, she couldn't really relate to the story, the lyrics, right? Because the lyrics are very much like, well, like a country song, like a story song.
Right.
And somebody like Shania Twain had been singer, not a hard rock singer like Ann Wilson, right? The context of the song might have just fit better to the personality of the band that sang it. So, because it's all about, it was a rainy night, and then she picks up this guy in the car, and then they have sex, and, and then it was unprotected, I guess, because then the baby comes along later, and then it looks like her and him, and, this whole story that goes down. And so,
Anne's like, what the fuck?
And just like I
don't do this.
Well, we changed the gender of the song to the female's perspective, right?
Yeah.
So they banned it in Ireland because it was like this wanton woman having sex out of wedlock.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Ireland used to be really.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we were kind of proud that they banned it in Ireland.
That's pretty rock and roll.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty rock, yeah.
That's rock and roll.
So, but we never ended up really putting it in our set either because people love it and it's a great song, but it's not a heart song either.
Right.
Exactly. So
yeah,
I tried to kind of fix the lyrics but it's really it's a country song.
Yeah, it really is a country song.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like you're the fucking first great female rock band. Like, who were your inspirations? Who did you look up to become that?
Well, there weren't a lot of girls to look up to at that time. Anne's big vocal influence was a lot more about Robert Plant.
Oh yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Anybody else? And me, we had Deep Purple and the Zeppelin and Woody Blues and Elton John and Crosby, Stills, Nash and Neil Young and Jackson Brown and a lot of acoustic stuff, Simon and Garfunkel, as well as a lot of hard rock stuff, like Deep Purple and Zeppelin. So we kind of bridged. But I mean, when I go on the stage and I play a big, loud, up to 11 guitar part,
Sick.
I channel Jimmy Page. I'm channeling, or Paul McCartney, or some dude is kind of what I feel like on the stage because those were our influences. But it's cool to see a lot more girls out there now, doing rock bands and doing actual rock and roll.
Now you're
stuff.
the inspiration.
Yeah, exactly.
We get to be the influence, I guess, on that, which is very cool. I love that.
I have this one woman guitar player. She's 19, Grace Bowers. She's from Nashville.
I follow her. Yeah,
she's amazing. She's unbelievable, and you're one of her big inspirations. I talked to her a lot about you.
Oh yeah, she's a kick-ass player, and she's got a cool voice too. And when she writes, and sings songs, it's really, I love her band. They're so funky. They're just great. Those guys are great. But I love her stuff. I'm all about Grace Bowers. Yeah.
Who was I was thinking this. It's like Crazy on You, such an iconic song. Who was the first who was the first male that said, "Hey Nancy, you're a badass guitar player"? Talk about that misogynistic thing. Who was the first one who kind of got out of that thing and said,
was cool?
Who gave you the love first?
Well, it was Billy Gibbons.
Oh, really? He's the man. He's the man.
We were when I finally joined Anne's band after putting myself through like creative writing class and stuff. I joined Anne's band, and we were putting the first album out in 1975. In the year of our Lord, 1975, and we were opening in Canada for ZZ Top, which they would call them ZZ Top in Canada because they say Z instead of Z.
So that's cool. I didn't know that.
I was opening for ZZ Top in Canada for a bunch of shows, and he came up to me one time. He goes, "Hey, man, you played pretty good for a girl," And I'm like, "Thank you so much." But
How old were you?
I was probably 21.
Oh my God, Nancy, what a life.
Right?
Oh my God. You started touring like that at 21?
Yeah, well, I joined when I was 19, but I was sitting in, and then I joined for real when I was like 21, 22 or something, and joined the Army, see the world. And
so how'd you convince your parents? Or they were cool with it?
I said before, we had really cool parents. They were kind of mind-expanded people. They were very all about education and music and stuff. So we all sang and played instruments and had philosophy and reading books and a lot of discussions and self-realization type stuff that was going on in those days in the late 60s particularly. Mind broadening things
like acid and shit.
What?
Like acid, like LSD, mushrooms, like that type of mind expanding.
Well, I didn't. Not with my parents.
Oh no!
You were going on 12-hour trips with your dad.
You weren't looking at a piece of grass with your pops.
Yeah.
That was a few separate parties that, totally.
That's a different party.
Totally definitely had some psychotropic journeys that we had gone on. Saw God a few times along the way.
So when did they realize, damn, this is exactly her dream?
Well, they wanted us to follow our bliss, as they called it then.
Mm-hmm.
So follow your bliss. But my mom warned us, whatever you do, just do not lose track of who you are, because you're wonderful. You're great people. You're good people. And don't lose sight of who you are when you go to Tinseltown. And so we said, okay, Mama. We went to Tinseltown and we lost track of who we were.
Immediately.
Of course.
You on top of that building with the harness. You're like, fuck.
Oh,
my mom was right. I lost track.
Pretty good example. Like, my mom would hate this.
Yeah.
6 a.m. on cocaine. Your mom's like, it's just like, what a great idea to do a zoom up on your face, just all coked out.
I think
it's got a bloody nose.
I think you have to do a lot of shit wrong, to get it right.
Well, yeah, I think that's part of life, right, Nancy? It's like, like you can't expect it all to go your way, but it's gonna go the way that'll make. Yeah, or why would you want to? That sounds fucking boring, to be honest.
Or be easy, either.
Yeah.
You kind of have to fight for the stability and the balance and the love that you feel like you deserve and that you crave. But you have to give it to get it. You know, all that stuff. All that stuff is true. And I think you have to blow it to learn it, what not to do. And it's just, it's all like Keith Richards would say, it's all in the prices of an education.
Yeah, you regret anything in life? Any regrets?
Regrets?
Got any regrets?
Well, no, I kind of choose not to regret because it wastes your time that you still have left to not be regretful.
Yeah, it's like, regret keeps you out of the present, and we should live in the present, right?
I agree. I totally agree. Or future tripping, either.
Yeah, that could be. I mean, that anxiety, future tripping.
Yeah, the anxiety of what's going to go wrong next or whatever. Yeah, it's a discipline to kind of stay radically, like I say, radically optimistic.
Well, maybe that answered my question about God.
God?
That God question, like it keeps people from talking about the future. Like, oh, God's got it.
Oh yeah, all I have to do is confess, and then I can just do it again.
I know. And I always thought that was really crazy. You could confess to a priest that you killed someone, and then he can't rat you out.
Right.
That's weird.
I love a good loophole, though.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, Nick, our boy Nick loves a good loophole. He's a little, we call him conspiracy theory Nick over there.
If there is some big, deity, but I think there is a big there's a big spirit that there's a collective consciousness of spirit that exists out there with all of us included, our spirits are part of it. Whatever big God there actually is up there, I think he should put us all on a big timeout right now.
Oh God!
All of us toddlers down here.
I looked at old Trumpy sending showed him a picture of the whole North American continent and how it had all the American flags on it, and he's showing this to Europe. Yeah. I'm like, what we are living in a twilight zone right now. Well,
this guy is not well.
No.
Yeah.
He's dying. He's dying. We all hope he's dying.
He's a nut job is what he is.
Yeah. Great. Now we're on a list.
I know. Now we're on a list. Yeah, we're definitely.
Someone just knocked on the door.
Sorry, Nancy. This might be the last thing we ever do. Sorry.
I'm just putting in the red flag in front of all the haters so they can just button out.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, so true. I got to ask this.
Too much hate going on, so we got to re-educate ourselves a little bit here.
Mm-hmm. I got 2 more questions for you, Nancy, and I'll let you go back to. By the way, thank you so much for your time. This has been so refreshing. It's been a wonderful conversation.
Really a pleasure talking with you guys.
It's fun.
About God and shit,
About God and cocaine.
About God and shit.
About God and 6 a.m. cocaine music videos. That's what we do.
We're not that interested in what strings you use.
Yeah, we're not. I don't know. I don't care about chords, Nancy. I do care about. I thought this was a little crazy. I wonder your take about your sister marrying the manager. What was that like?
Marrying the manager?
Didn't your sister marry your manager?
Or date him?
Dated your manager?
Early on, at the very beginning.
Yeah, what was that like? What were you going through in your head?
Her boyfriend, they never got legally married, but the Magic Man was the guy.
That was his nickname?
Yeah, the song Magic Man was written about him.
It's about him.
About Mike Fisher.
Oh my God, I didn't even put one and one together.
She fell in love with and left home for the first time to go and be in the band that his brother, Roger Fisher, was in. And then when I joined, I was the girlfriend of Roger Fisher and she was the girlfriend of Mike Fisher.
Some Fleetwood Mac shit going on.
The Wilshires.
Right.
And I'm, still in touch with those guys. And I just wrote a song. Mike Fisher, the Magic Man, just actually passed away last year, and I wrote a song for him that probably will go on the new Heart album that we're putting together.
That's awesome. Is there any advice about a love square like that as business partners?
Well, I should have, I think both in Fleetwood Mac and in Heart, all the girls in both of our bands learned the hard way that you should never get involved with your bass player, your guitar player,
especially the bass player,
or the drummer, or the keyboard. Nobody in the band.
I watched that Stevie Nicks video of Lindsey Buckingham, and they're just fire eyes, dude. It was crazy.
Right.
It's still there, I think, a little bit. Like this.
Hell yeah. I mean, is it still?
I think that's cool, though. I think that's cool.
It's rock and roll.
It is rock and roll.
So much love and respect for those guys.
Isn't it rock and roll? I love a rock and roll story. I mean, I'm in rock and roll. I'm trying to keep rock and roll alive. I think it's.
Well, I don't think it's really gonna ever finally die because, look at nowadays with all of the social media and all of the AI sounding stuff all over the place. It's authenticity is getting to be a more rare and precious commodity.
Yeah.
So the authenticity of real players and singers and real rock bands is, rare and cool. So I think it's, the pendulum will come back around once again, I think.
I do too.
Get more rock in here.
I love it. Well, the victory lap as it should be, Nancy Wilson, because you are one of the baddest bitches on the planet. Excuse my language. Seriously, you are a rock star. You're the coolest. And before I even knew you were in Heart, I Googled you as just the composer of my favorite films. And to get to talk to you full circle, you really are.
Thank you so much.
Honestly,
I love talking to you. Thank you.
It was awesome. And I'm always here for. Where do you live in Seattle? Where do you live?
Santa Rosa these days.
Oh, Santa Rosa, nice.
Yeah, Northern California. It's kind of used to be LA before, then Seattle, but it's kind of the perfect in between Seattle and LA type thing. So
it's like near San Francisco.
Yes, by San Francisco.
We're playing the Independent next week, actually.
Independence?
Yeah, we're playing the Independent Theater in San Francisco. Yeah, it's kind of far from you. It was an hour away from you.
That might be 2-3 hours.
Well, I'm gonna be in LA and I'm gonna be on tour.
Yeah, you're a rock star. I don't even know why I asked you to come to my show.
I'm in Heart. I'm in Heart. I can't come to your jam band show.
Jam band concert, Andy Frasco.
I wrote Barracuda.
Yeah, I wrote fucking Barracuda. Stop asking me to come to your dumb concert.
I am the Magic Man.
I am the Magic Man.
I wrote something in an odd meter that got famous.
Yeah. Well,
we should do this. We should do it again.
Yeah, let's do another one. Let's do another one when you're getting ready for the tour. Let's really
and the movie.
We should do it when you put out the movie. That's when we should.
We'll get you and Elle Fanning on together.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Let's do that.
Thank you so much, Nancy. Oh, this has just been a dream come true. I got one last question before I leave. Is when it's all said and done, what do you want to be remembered by?
Oh, let's see what my headstone would say.
Or whatever. No, that sounds dark. I don't want that. Yeah.
No, I just want to be remembered for just good music. I mean, just songwriting, really, and putting some love in the world. Asking for love and putting some love into a place that needs the love more than ever. The world itself.
That's why the band's called Heart, and that's why you're the GOAT.
What a great band
I've got to
name,
live up to the name Heart somehow, right?
Yeah.
Well, you're living up to the rock star that you are. Thanks for.
Thank you.
I'm honored to live in the same existence as a Nancy Wilson. So thank you so much.
That's awesome.
We'll have a great day. Enjoy the rest of the day. And keep rocking out there, Nancy.
Okay, let's rock.
Let's rock. Bye.
Okay, bye.